Hello everyone and welcome to the Bootstrap course. Now in this course we are going to learn how we can set up Bootstrap and all of the related terminologies. Now before we move on, first thing that we need is the Bootstrap, of course, obvious. But there is a good thing about the Bootstrap. You even don't need the Bootstrap to learn the Bootstrap. Now that's pretty irony, but it is true. Now, in order to get the Bootstrap, visit the website getbootstrap.com, and once you are on the web page, then click on this download Bootstrap button. Now, before you click on this Bootstrap button, a lot of new users ask me that Bootstrap websites look pretty much the same. Now, this is not at all correct. All the websites are being designed in the same HTML, CSS and JavaScript. It's your thinking that makes it different. If you scroll down a bit on the same page, you will see that there is a lot of example for the Bootstrap website, and you'll see there is pretty much enormous amount of diversity being out here. The news websites, the product website, fashion website and a personal homepage as well. Just click on this link and explore the expo of the different kind of website that you can create with the Bootstrap. So first thing that we need is a Bootstrap. So click on this download Bootstrap link, and once you have clicked on this link, you will see there are three options that is being available. The first, which we are going to focus, is the download Bootstrap. The second is the source code that you don't require at this moment. And there is a SASS. Now we are not going to talk about that at this point of time, but there you can see at the bottom that says CDN. Now CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. Now this is the reason why you don't need the Bootstrap copy at your local system. You just need an internet connection or a working internet connection, and there are many good reasons why you want these particular links instead of downloading the entire Bootstrap. Now let's talk about both of them. So I'm going to download the Bootstrap. It's a very small file so that I can save it on my desktop, and it's really 259 KB is what we have. But on the website, 259 KB is pretty much the amount if every user wants to download it. So I'll show you the path, how you can save that particular time. And after that, we need a couple of browsers. I'm going to use this marvelous piece of software, that is Brackets. And I would recommend you should also do that, but there is no such rule that you should go along with my recommendations. You can choose all the way long whatever you like or whatever your favorite editor is. If it is a code block, Sublime Text, Notepad++, or maybe Dreamweaver, it's up to you. The second thing I would always recommend is the Notepad++. Now there are many times, many situations arise that you might be having some massive editors like Dreamweaver, but there are some quick tweaks that you want to handle around. So for these kinds of tweaks, you should have the Brackets or the Notepad++ with you. Now I will be using the Brackets all the way long in this entire journey, and it's available for Windows, Linux, Mac and pretty much every operating system on this planet. Now one thing that I would recommend is the Talmed GitHub repository. Now this is nothing extraordinary, you can leave it simply. Now what I like about the bracket is the auto closing tag, but sometimes this is kind of a pain in working because it just automatically closes when I don't require it. So this is the auto close tags. So if you wish, you can enter these particular lines in the preference file. But again, if you don't know what is going out here, what is happening out here, don't just worry about it. I'll talk about that in just a moment. So these are all things that we require. And remember, I talked about the content delivery network, and there are a couple of things you should worry about, and let's talk about them. So here are the couple of things. Here is my Bootstrap file. So I can right click and extract the file here. And you can see that I have got a folder that says CSS. Inside that, a few files are out here. The fonts are here and the JavaScript files are here. Now, if you want to upload these files onto your own local server system, feel free to do so. But there is no good reason to use these files because the content delivery network is pretty much a fast way to deliver the file. And in fact, most of the people who are browsing or who have already browsed to a Bootstrap website might be having these files already on their system. So you can skip on these, and I'll tell you a way by which you can learn the Bootstrap and can design the Bootstrap website even without consuming these files. So let's just close it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder out here, and I can right click on my desktop and create a new folder. I'll call it as Bootstrap, and that's it. Now I have already got a file a.html. I'll move this file into the Bootstrap and let's open up our Bootstrap. Now this a.html, let's open up in this brackets editor. And it will take just a moment to open the file. It's the first time launch, I guess. And here it is. And when I open this file, you can see that this file is having nothing extraordinary. It's a simple HTML file, but it says, this is my first Bootstrap page. Now, how does it look like in a browser? If I click on this button, it will open up in my, and you can see in my Chrome, it looks a simple page and there is nothing extraordinary in this page. Now, if we really want to make this page as a Bootstrap page, now let's try to use those things. Now, first thing that we require is the CDN, that is Content Delivery Network. I'll copy all these links on the clipboard by clicking on this button. And now I have to move inside the head part and I'll paste all of these links. Now there is a lot of debate about these links. Some people says that the CSS should be in the head, but the script part or the theme part should be moved at the bottom of the page. Now there are obvious reasons for that and we will talk about them later. But right now, let's just keep things out here. Now, once you have done that, there is one more thing that you need to do. Now, you need to make sure that your device or your web page, actually the Bootstrap web page, detects that it is a mobile device or a desktop screen and all of these things. So you have to make sure that this line exists. It's a meta tag and it says name is viewport. And it detects the width of the device, whatever the width is there, and its initial scale is to 1. Now that's the important part and it should be there. Now this is all the Bootstrap that you need to put. Now this page is a Bootstrap, so we need to make a couple of changes out here as well. Now we need to make sure that all of our divisions are marked up to the scale of the classes. So what you have to do, you have to make first of all a container. Now don't worry about the terminologies. We will talk about the terminologies a lot in detail. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that there is a class of container in the first division. Now if I do that, now my division is of class container, but where the container class is being defined? Now this container class is being defined out here in these links. So you don't have to worry about it. You just have to remember what are the classes that you can make around. Now once the class is being defined, now I'll make a Jumbotron. Now what is this Jumbotron? I'll talk about that in just a moment. Just wait for me. I'm defining some class for some divisions and other divisions. Now once I have got this Jumbotron division, now I have to make some classes for the rows and all of that. So first of all, let's create a row. Now already my row is being created. So what I'll do, I'll create this row. And inside that row, this division, I will have some classes of some columns. Now you can see I have already got a column here. So I want to make this division as the specific column for the Bootstrap. So I'll call a special class out here. And this is the class that is called -sm-4. Now don't worry about that. What is SM? What is COL or 4? I'll talk about them. I'm just trying to teach you that how a simple template can be transformed into a Bootstrap template. Now once you have done that, now make sure that all of your columns are saying exactly the same thing. So this division is also going to saying the same. This is the second division and my third column is also going to say the same. Okay, that's it. I'm going to save my page and you can see how incredibly fast we have changed from an ugly looking web page to a nice looking web page. And if I move it, you can see it is responsive. I can hover my browser a bit and you can see from 3 column to the 3 column in the vertical and horizontal. And I can shrink it a bit to the mobile screen as well. So that's all the beauty about the Bootstrap. See, I don't have to create the styling and sheets and all of that. I just have to remember what is the division, what is the jumbotron and all of that. Now, don't just worry about what are all these things. We are going to talk about that in the upcoming movies. So you have learned in this movie how you can transform an existing web page to a Bootstrap web page.